ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to welcome you to my first Christmas show, which is going to feature some wonderful recipes that I have, especially my paper bag turkey, and it's going to be nice and brown when it comes out of the oven. And then I have like a pork pie that I'm going to be doing especially for you, so you'd see how it's going to be done. And then I'd like to dedicate this show to my niece Nancy. And later this evening I'll be having a lot of guests, and I hope you enjoy my friends. Thank you. So here you see is I prepared some chopped celery and some chopped onions, which we're going to put into here. But this is for the pork pies. So what you do with that is you're going to add fresh ground pork, a nice quality ground pork for your pork pie. And you add that into here. I got it on my table. And then you get some nice fresh ground beef. And you add that mixture to that too. So you'll have the pork and also ground hamburger. Then you got, for your first ingredients, which is most important, is fresh ground cloves, whole cloves. As you can see, you need a lot because it gives that flavor. Then you're going to take a dab of Worcestershire sauce, and just some salt and pepper, and then you have your pepper mill, put some nice ground pepper in there. Then you're going to take it onto the stove, and you're going to saute this very, very slowly. Get your oven, put it on like a medium, so you'll brown this. So meanwhile, while you're waiting for this to cook, you also take mashed potatoes, which I've already got prepared so we can do this dish. Excuse me. And also your ground beef, and this is what it looks like when it's finished. And then you have your fresh mashed potatoes. As you can see, I made a lot of mashed potatoes. You mix it with this, it's going to make 2 pies. So you'll have plenty to serve, because I'm going to have quite a few people for dinner. Then you're going to take this and you're going to mix it into here. Take all of it and mix it right into here. And see, you toss it all together, and then it gets such beautiful flavor and nice texture to it. How that's coming out really nice. Over here I have prepared a pie shell dish, which I made the crust earlier this afternoon, so that when I put my stuffing into it, it's ready. So I'm going to fill this one up. And you know, give a good portion, because we're going to make 2. We have enough to make 2. And if you have, of course, if you have a smaller pie plate, you can always make more, because you have this is really a big pie plate. As you see, I've prepared my top already, my pie crust already, and I try to keep it a little thick to give it a good crust on top. You want it to be filling. And then you just place it on the top of this other pie, on the top, and you see, then you close it in. So you press the fingers around a little bit. So then you take the fork, and of course you've got a little dip here, which is milk and egg yolk. So this is going to cover your pie to give it a golden crust. So you take it and you press it all the way around to give it that. See, all the way. These are little tips that I've learned through the years from my cooking as a professional chef, and of course my mother taught me a lot of this too. Okay, then you've got that. Say, now you say to yourself, "There's my pie. Well, what do I do with this?" Well, then you take a knife. You get your knife, and you hold the pie in belly in the center of your hand, and you cut it right down through. So, you know, it's a little technique for everything. See how nice nice that comes out. Now you got your pie, it's nice and even, and you've got the beautiful marks around the cross. Okay, so then again, like I said, you've got this mixture, so you want to take your mixture like this. That's egg yolk and a little bit of dairy, milk, so that when you cook it, it's going to come out nice and brown. And if you want to, you can always take and put a few holes in the pie, like you want to flock it. So then that's your homemade pie. That's your homemade pork pie, which is very French. So today we're doing a little bit of French and a lot of American. Okay? As you can see, I've chosen a nice butterball turkey for my dinner, for my party this evening, and it's like a 14-pound turkey. So I'm going to show you what my mother used to do in Maine is what we did for the turkey. You're going to slice up some fresh onion, then your celery. So you want to chop all this stuff up, but actually it's just going to make you a base to make your gravy. So you'll have this all on the side here. And you put it on the side. Pour a nice Worcestershire sauce all over it, so that you'll have a nice glaze. Then you're going to take butter and you're going to soak it down in butter. So actually you'll get a nice butterball turkey, which it's a butterball already, but it's going to add more to it. Then you're going to take salt and pepper and add that to it. There's the salt and pepper. There you go. So now what we do in Maine is, not particularly, but a lot of people take a brown paper bag, and without making too much of a mess, I'm going to try to put the turkey into the bag so that it's going to cook in the bag. This thing weighs then we're going to soak the whole bag in butter so that all that will soak right into there. And this is what you call brown bagging a turkey. You're going to add your spices to it, like your celery, to put some inside. And you notice I didn't stuff the turkey. They actually say that it's better not to stuff the turkey, to make your stuffing on the side, so that you're putting it into that turkey that's raw and it has maybe a harder time to cook. So it's better to do it this way. So as you can see, you got your celery, your onions, and your turkey is inside the bag and is covered with butter, which is going to make it very, very juicy and flavorful. So now what you want to do is you want to add some water into your pan, and then I would add a lot of white wine so that you'll get a flavor. And if you like, you can always soak more butter on top of this. As it cooks, I'll check it and I will make sure that the butter is going through, or else I'll open the bag up a little bit to let the water go in. But when it's finally done and golden, I'll take the bag and rip it open and let it get more golden. So this is the way I prepare my turkey. Like I said before, I make my stuffing on the side because I don't want to put it inside the turkey now, because it's better to cook the turkey through. The pork pies are starting to cook. You see how they're coming out nice and golden? Isn't that beautiful? See how nice they're coming out even with on the crust is starting to get nice and even. You cook them at 350 or 400 and it gives them a good, a nice crust. Because you must realize that the pork and everything else is cooked inside. All you want to do is cook your crust. So what I'm doing now is I'm chopping up my celery for to make my stuffing for the turkey. It's going to be a bread stuffing, so you want to try to slice it so it won't be too thick. smaller pieces in that stuffing. It'll cook better. So we put it all in one bowl, and then you got it there. So there's your celery chopped. Then you take your onion. Of course, I don't want to cry, you know. So you take your onion and you slice down through like this, piece by piece. Then it's going to make you less work because you've got all this arranged. So you're going to go down like this. So you want just small pieces. And then make it like a flower. And then watch this. You turn this over and look at this. Less tears. See, you won't cry so much. And of course the end. So there's your bowl. I'm going to put that in the bowl. Use my hands as usual, but they're nice and clean. Here we go now. So you got your onions and your celery. So here you have a nice assortment of bread that I bought from the supermarket, which is already prepared for you, so it saves you time and you don't have to work so hard. But then I'll take my chopped onions and I'll add that to it because you know I'm going to have a lot of people here for Christmas. And I need a lot of stuffing because they're all going to eat. Then you get your celery. And we add that to it. So we toss that around. And mix it all up in your breadcrumbs. But I think what I'm going to do with this one here is I'm going to chop up these walnuts really fine. I just want to give it a different taste because it's the holidays, so you want to give everything a little different flavor. So here's your walnuts. I'm adding that to the mixture. There's going to be some stuff, believe me, when I'm finished. Alright, so now you're going to mix the nuts. Then what I'm going to do is add a little different. Here, look at, I'm going to add something a little different today because like I said before, I didn't add no salt, so I'm going to add some fresh capers to it, so that's going to give it a different flavor. So I'll sprinkle those all on the top. And then I'll mix those in. So with all that and all this is going to mix right in, and you're going to have a nice homemade bread stuffing. And like I told you, I'm also going to make a pork stuffing. So then I'm made my own sauce to go in here. So I stir that up a little bit. Because you know, with the bread, it takes a lot of liquid to get it to